Jeanna loves Christmas here. Welcome back to the channel for Christmasing. This is Christmas University, and we are working on mantles. Not all mantles are big and boisterous. Some mantles are just a little moment. Some just look very effortless with a little bit of effort put in, and that's what we're going to build today. This mantle is probably one you've seen many times, if not at your own house, but your friend's home, and you're like, how should I dress her for Christmas? How should this mantle play out for Christmas? What is that effortless look, and how do we get there? Let's do it. I am going to be using my base garland, and I'm going to be using some really beautiful picks. Some picks in that eucalyptus-y, sagey tone, things that don't call out Christmas, but they call out, just feels good. Just feels like a little Christmassy hug. So I'm going to go in real easily. I'm not going to cut this pick, and I'm just going to tuck it behind the wall. Ta-da! No, just kidding. I'm gonna layer a couple of them because I want it to have dimension. I'm popping this pick in a few different ways just to get something interesting going on. This art, like many homes, is just teetering and leaning against my set wall. Beautiful picks. This one has little jingle bells on it. I have a couple little pretty things, lots of texture, a little whimsical, and I'm just gonna tuck those in. And literally with little to no effort, that side of the mantle is done. I'm going to bring in my bigger base garland, but my bigger base garland is a little bit heavy, and how I'm going to hang it is with, I am gonna use commands, but I'm using these double commands. I have these linked, and they are always in my Amazon storefront. These are the ones to use. If you are frustrated with your commands, they do stick to almost every surface, but you do have to use them properly. So for the sake of our video, I'm not going to let them cure, but if I was hanging something heavy off of them, minimum of 30 minutes, minimum. Or just do it the day before. Just save yourself the headache, and then it'll never fall down. Your pro tip for commands is weight distribution. You can't just hang it and have it going this direction. It can't go straight. It has to be a little bit off kilter. We're doing something a little topsy-turvy, and that means when my garland hangs off of it and the garland's cheated to the front, the garland is gonna have something to hold on to that's not going to be tugging directly that says, go ahead and pull off the mantle. They didn't use you properly. The commands, I've never actually heard them speak, ever. I'm bringing in a piece of base garland. Mine is wide. For this particular garland, you could go with a skinnier base garland. You could do an 18-inch, maybe 16-inch if you wanted to, but I'm still going in with my larger. And I'm going to do a couple different things here. First, I'm bringing in this part of the base garland. That's what I'm tucking my command under. So it's going underneath the command hook. Right up in there. I'm sure this is awesome audio. Okay, snug as can be. This little piece of art, also just teetering. That's how people do it these days. They just let their art teeter. It's going to stay here. And I'm going to hook my base garland just to this piece of art. One little twist, boom. And I'm gonna dismiss that bug right there. That's staying. I have this base garland itself hooked. I'm going to take two pieces of the base garland like this. Can you see that? And I'm just gonna give them like a little twist at their ears. It's gonna make a loop. That's going to be enough to hold this one into place, but that's how I'm attaching this one. And I want this to cheat off the front of the mantle. And the wire is strong. I can put it wherever I want, but that's where I want to put it. And I made my loop, and it's gonna hold it because of all that curing time. And I'm gonna refluff. Not too much, because I don't necessarily need my base garland fluffy for what I'm about to do. Give it just it's just a cute little moment. In this instance, the base garland is exactly that. It's just a base, because I don't really want it to be green and all pine needly. I want it to be soft and pretty, and I need something to attach my soft and pretty things to. So I'm going to build onto the base garland with the soft and pretty things. And the base garland's gonna hold it, and it's going to be, this is a 4-minute mantle. Maybe 3-minute mantle if I'm not talking to you. 3 minutes. I am gonna talk to you though. You're like, oh my God, we just lost her. Now she's in the zone. So the base garland, it's kind of like when you're doing like a front door and it's not a Christmas front door and you don't really need to see it. You're really just, it's just the base. So you can kind of manipulate it and smush it where you want it, but it's gonna create this beautiful, look how lush and beautiful this is going to look, but you have to have a base. You have to have one. I am gonna keep the direction going the same and just marrying all these together. Okay, I love this swoop. I'm gonna keep the direction here. And then I'm gonna switch it a little bit. Just taking the same thing, I'm just taking the garland and then just twisting the two together and it's gonna hold the pick in place. Picks all held in place, not going anywhere. Everything has a wire, so it's very, very moldable. Pop the pick, and it does good things. This pick is strong. This actually isn't even a Christmassy pick. This is a year-round pick that looks a little like pine. I should remember the name, but I cannot because I'm exhausted, but it's Mantle Week and I'm doing the do. But it will be linked for you if you're looking for it. You're like, I need that. It's a Vickerman product. Super beautiful and durable. Also had made an appearance in some Easter content. Why? Because it's a year-round pine, that's why. So now I've got a little crossroads happening back here with my picks and I'm just going to go back and I'm going to secure those in place. Just keep twisting until everything feels like it's in the right place. You can't be like, am I doing this right? Because you're creating something unique in its art. This isn't a paint by numbers. This isn't some sort of needlepoint and you're following the pattern. This is your mantle. So you are not going to make a mistake. Look at the mantle, look at the way it swoops, pretend you're doing your hair or you're getting dressed and you're accessorizing and figure out what feels good. And if it feels good to you, it's going to look good. Stop second guessing. Medford pine, that is the pine for the daily. We needed more, so Kyle got it, and somebody smarter than me taped the name to one of the picks, which I did not cut because I am learning every single day. I have some candlesticks that I want to incorporate, and because once I finish this, nobody is getting in there. So I'm going to put them in now, and I'm going to just pretty much maneuver them where I want them, and then they're not going to move. I'm tucking the garland around, right around the base. I know that was really smooth, wasn't it? Oh. Gorgeous. I felt like it wasn't done. I was like building something and I can see it because I know what it's going to look like because I designed it. And you were probably like, it's just a little flat over there. Bring in your pretty things. Bring in the things you love. The garland is literally getting wrapped around the candlesticks. It's still attached. I'm in good shape. I'm gonna keep building. My quiet little moment got loud because I'm not a quiet person. I know it got a little bit extra, but it's still gonna feel quiet when I'm done, I promise. You're never gonna look at picks the same way again. Just never are. Or garland for that matter. People are so shocked to see it's a big 4th of July front door. What's underneath? Christmas garland. Big Easter moment. What's underneath? Christmas garland. Christmas is at the base of all good things. All of the good things. You don't need it fluffy for this. Not for this. Okay, that feels gorgeous. Next, I'm going to go in with two picks from Sullivan's. This little beauty and this little beauty. This one looks like something I would make a pretty little summer cocktail with. Was I too close to the camera? Okay, I was fine. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Okay, Jeanna bells, Jeanna bells. Okay, back to that effortless, popping them in. I have about 14 of the cocktail picks, not the official name, but we can get it changed. And then I have about 12 of the Jingle Bell picks. So I'm gonna place them. Why did I need to know how many I had? Because I need to know how to disperse them. So I will disperse them based on count. So I'm just gonna count as I go and probably go every 3 to 4 inches in a little bit of a zigzag pattern all the way down. Then I won't run out. But if you only had 4 picks, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 would be enough. If you have 8 picks, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 would be enough. I have a patterning video. The patterning video is very misunderstood, but it's so important. There's patterning part 1, which is very, very confusing, and then patterning part 2, which is like rockets will go off if you understand. You will never ever decorate for Christmas the same way again. You will decorate with confidence and with speed and with just joy because you know you're never gonna run out of ornaments. You won't have to play that game anymore. That's why I made those videos. Not everybody gets it, but If you're a Christmaser, you're gonna understand. You will. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. How is it staying in? It's because my base garland's grabbing it the second I place it. It's so pretty. Okay, jingle bells next. Jeanna bells, Jeanna bells. Someday, have them coming down, give me a little wisp. All the picks were fluffed. You know, they come flat, so all of them were opened up. So everything is at optimal performance right now. My base garland is so thick that these are just grabbing right when I press them in. Gorgeous. Okay, candles, we need these. We need light. Luminera, my entire home is lit by Luminera. I love candlelight, but I am terrified of my house burning down. So that's never gonna happen because I have these gorgeous little dancing flames all over my entire home. Okay, I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. Next, while my Lumineras are enough, I'm still gonna light this. Let's talk about lights, baby. Let's talk about cords and how much I hate them. I do not like cords. They're not my jam. I never want to see them. I don't want to see. Let's just get real. Okay, can we get real? Because I get sent a lot of photos. So let's get real for a minute. In no world is that okay. Cords exposed is not okay. Kyle is laughing because he knows how upset I get about this. Exposed cords, you can run cords through a wall. If your TV's above the thing, you can fix it. Exposed cords are not okay, so don't let your cords be exposed. And that's not safe either. Okay. Did I make my point? I hope I did. Okay, we're not doing this. I also hate that outlet. It's got to go. It serves no purpose. Okay. We're not using those. These are battery operated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is steady on, and they are on a timer, and you tuck them in, and you can light your garland, and every night it turns on, and then 5 hours later, it turns off. Did you really not think I knew it was 5 hours, Kyle? Of course I knew it was 5 hours. He's holding up 5. I'm like, okay, I know how these work. These are my favorites, and we'll have them linked. They're a little tingly, but the batteries work. So I'm pretty joyful about that. Okay, this one's a little tricky because of the leaning arch. This is gonna tuck right under here because it'll be easy to get to. So maybe you're having your friends over and it's noon. You're having a brunch and you want to turn your lights on, but they don't go on till like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. 5 o'clock, whatever time you turn them on. So you can just come over and you can tap them because they're accessible. So you do want to leave that little battery pack accessible. Now I light all garland after I decorate it because I pile so much into the garland that my lights would never be visible. It is very hard to decorate on YouTube without music. It is very hard. You're listening to some weird jingle right now that is unlicensed audio, but trust me, it is not what we would be listening to. I joked last year. I mean, look, I just ran out of time. I had a lot of vision for the season and it came at me hot. But I joked I didn't even joke, I was dead serious. I was gonna make a Christmas album so that we could play my music on our videos. Maybe next season, I'm tucking the cords, but I'm keeping the lights poking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Steady on, 8. Just gonna tuck that one right back there. I use these for staircases. Anywhere where I can't plug something in without an exposed cord has a battery pack. I have some Christmas stockings. They're gonna go on this side. How do I hang my stockings? I use these are babies. They're made to hang Christmas lights. I'm sure college students know all about them. but they are perfect for stockings, not stockings you're gonna put stuff in. It's my assumption after Santa comes and fills stockings that they're so heavy that they have to be on the ground. Plus, that's where people open them. So if your stockings are filled and they fit back on the stocking hook, then I wanna know what you're putting in your stockings. And the stockings were hung by the chimney with care, because Jeanna Loves Christmas came over. This is my version of a simple mantle. I stepped back and looked at it. I know it's not simple. Let me step aside so you can see it in full. That effortless look that took a whole lot of effort. I'm Jeanna Loves Christmas. Thank you for Christmasing with me today.